Spy Kids 2. Um, I talked about the first one last week, so if you want to hear my thoughts on the first movie, I did a review of it. Go check that out now. This one, Spy Kids 2, The Island of Lost Dreams. This episode, not episode, this. Man, I'm so used to reviewing TV shows at this point. That I haven't really reviewed a movie in a little bit. But, yeah. This movie was very boring. It's funny because the first movie was like, oh, we're gonna have some fun, and it was goofy, it was ridiculous, it was insane, and so is this movie. But it just something about the way it's directed, put together, it doesn't have fun anymore. It's just boring, and so like it's not so bad as good, which is what made the first movie so enjoyable. It's just boring. Like, it's a lot more tame than the first movie. The threat isn't as ridiculous or as insane as in the first movie. It is just this really boring movie that, like, is just nothing. It's nothing special. I'm also going to talk about Spy Kids 3 in this review because I literally have nothing to say about Spy Kids 2. So, Spy Kids 3, game over. This was a movie that came out and was like not the last of the Spy Kids movies. Actually, it was a fourth one, which I will never watch. But this movie was about basically game over. Like, I don't know how to explain it. This movie, honestly, it's about the girl's brother going into the video game to save her, which is such a weird plot because the other Spy Kids movies were about video games and stuff, but basically director Robert Rodriguez. I get those two mixed up like all the time. I think a lot of people do, honestly, but he wanted to use this movie as a gimmick for 3D. Now let me show you something that's wrong with this. You see this right here? This is my Blu-ray. It has all three movies. There's the disc for 3. Disc 2's in my player, but no 3D glasses. Oh, so this is a worthless movie. Because the movie is only fun if you watch it in 3D. But you can't watch it in 3D after it left the theater. Also, it's not good 3D. Because, yeah, the effects pop at you. They really do. I'm sure it would have been like kind of cool and fun if I was a kid in the theater. But the special effects are so terrible that it's like, why would you even want to see this in front of your face in 3D? It's just an awful movie, and you could see why it made money, but they didn't want to make a fourth one after that. Well, I guess they did, but this trilogy of movies is pretty much a mixed bag because it's just like, there's charm to them if I grew up on them, because I grew up on them, but there also is like the fact that these movies are objectively bad. They're not good movies. The first one is laughably bad. The other two are just boring, if you ask me, and I don't really care about them. So yeah.